Now you played Vampire Survivors before, haven't you? Okay. Yeah, I've never played Deep Rock before, but I do come from playing games like Vampire Survivors, Holocure, Mega Bonk, um, Halls of Torment, but I only played that briefly. I had to stop because it kept making my TV black out. But yeah. So, what I'll go ahead and do. So I'll go ahead and yeah, I'll turn all this off. This will I'll turn the curses off, which is pretty much how you adjust the difficulty in this game. So it should be as though I had just gotten the game and I had just started playing it. Before this, I'm gonna throw on some quiet music though, just something in the background. Whoa, bright light. Yeah, let's just go with this. Just first one I see. So turn it down a bit. Okay. So, unlike unlike most other survivor likes, at least the ones that I played, this one here is a kills based one. Yeah, let me okay. So it isn't like say definitely like Vampire Survivors where you have to survive for at least 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever the scenario calls for. Holocure is like this as well. You have to survive for at least 20 minutes. So you're basically forced to be in that scenario for that set amount of time, otherwise it doesn't count as a completion. Not in this game. So what that means is if you can get yourself a really good build, you know, a really powerful build, and you can just get those kills like super quick, these runs will last maybe 5 minutes. So, and then one big thing I like about this game, unlike most others that I played, um, in those. Okay, okay. But like I said, I've never played Deep Rock before, so unlike most others that I played, whenever whenever you level up, everything stops, and then you get your get your 3 or 4 options or whatever. You know, you get to pick and choose, and this happens at every single level up. Yeah, that gets really jarring and annoying quickly, especially if you're leveling up like really fast. But in this game here, you can turn that off. And you might have seen it on my other runs, that number, like just little south of center. Yeah, those are skill points. You can just yeah, you can just keep building up the skill points, and then you can, with me, you just hit R1, and then you go to the level up screen. You can do it whenever you want. You can just spend them all at once. So, okay. And then, um, as far as the games that I played, the only one I can think of where you can sometimes manually aim your attacks is a holocure, which that can get pretty annoying. So you have a auto aim in this game. It'll automatically aim for the closest enemy. Doesn't You don't want to use it 100% of the time, but it's great to have though. Most of the time, I just leave it on. Let's see what else. Yeah, and that game could definitely use this. You have a mouse only option. I seldom use it. I leave that on. Another nice one here. Not all games have this. Or no, kind of the inverse. Some games I've played over the years, the very moment you leave the window, the game auto pauses. The DX9 version of Pinball Arcade does this. You know, the ball might be at the plunger, but yet I want to go look at something else, but the game just pauses. I kind of like this. It's just when too much stuff is going on at once, it makes the game slower but smoother. I've seen lots of other games, I'm sure you have, where it'll where things so much will be going on, it just turns into like a slideshow, a big time lag fest. This here, it just switches it for, you know, slower but smoother. So let's see. This is kind of nice. I don't see this on many other games. Usually it's just one big flat solid red health bar. It doesn't tell you what the damage over time or anything like that is. Holocure was the one that got me. Holocure was the one that got me interested in this. Like a health bar that's different colors. Okay. You can customize your crosshair. I don't see that in. I hardly see this in any other game. You just gotta take what they give you. Path of Exile has this. They actually tell you what's going to impact your performance and what isn't. More games need to do that. I mean, those games, the tooltip tells you, show damage numbers, and like, that's it. It doesn't tell you if it impacts your performance or anything like that. Yeah. But like I said, only Path of Exile does this, where they tell you if it's going to affect your performance or not. And yeah, means very little. I think it just means it displays in the text only, but not the voice acting. I'll go ahead and turn on the voiceovers, but they get fucking annoying. And while I'm here, I'll show this.
I swear upon the Dawnstone, the heart of hope, the prism of despair. From all who would see it broken.
Through the darkness, we rise. I take the great void's forbidden power, not in service, but in defiance. I hear its whispers clawing at my soul. Yet I stand, for even the darkest night must yield to the dawn. Through the great void, we endure.
I honor the hunters and their sacred charge, and uphold the legacy of those who came before me. Let my blood and spirit join the ranks of legend. For the Dawnstone, the light that must never fade.
gods, we thrive.
I surrender my soul to the Void Hunters, the last bastion against the Abyss. Until light shatters the last shadow. Until my final breath is taken.
Through the Soulstone, we ascend. Rise now, as one, as Void Hunters. For the Dawnstone, the light that must never fade.
Thank you. Yeah, the credits kind of grew on me. Originally, I shut it off immediately because the voice acting just kicked in. So there's that. I guess while I'm here, I'll show you. I'm sure you're probably familiar with most of the stats. One thing I will say, unlike most other games except Mega Bonk, crit, you actually do want to increase it beyond 100%. Most other games out there, once you've upgraded your crit rate to 100%, you put the brakes on it and that you don't go any further because all you're doing is just wasting. It's just a waste afterwards. Not here. Again, Mega Bonk has this as well. I mean, if you get it to 100%, it's a guaranteed crit. If you got it to say 200%, it's guaranteed to crit twice, 2 crits. Then you get it to 300, it's guaranteed to crit 3 times, that kind of thing. But yeah, Mega Bonk has that too. Multicast kind of works the same way, but there's diminishing returns. You get it to 100%. Whatever ability triggers goes off twice. And then if you get it to 250%, it goes off 3 times. And then 675, I think, goes off 4. But yeah. There's damage reduction in this game. There's complete nullifying. Let's see what else. And I'm sure, again, a lot of these you're probably familiar with. Yeah, and then when you get to leveling up, it's got that too. More on that when I get there. Okay, and then if you also notice too, the enemies in this game, they don't damage you on contact. They have to get close. And they have to actually get in and... In other words, there's hit boxes and hurt boxes in this game. Oh, there's one. And, yes, you can, the only game I can think of where you can turn the visibility up and down as much as you want at any time. Alright, we'll go with that. So, pretty standard issue. And then abilities. Until your one drawback this game has, until your ability bar is full, you have to pick one. And I'm gonna... And they show you what they do. And whatever buff it gives you, it kind of matters later on.
Strength at the right time.
Area effect attacks, like what you're seeing there, the red circles. Oh, you also have a dash? Right now, I only have one. Which, you're invulnerable as long as you're dashing. So, if you time it just right, it'll say you dodged it. The health bars that you're seeing, those are the elite enemies. They have more health, they deal more damage, etc. I guess now's about as good a time as any.
Dark gifts. I'll take them all. Finally, come here, beast. Face my axe.
Okay, here we go. Boss battle. You've been seeing these during my previous playthrough.
Soulstones.
And whenever you defeat a Void Lord, he drops that crystal like that red one you saw. In doing that, all the XP pellets on the ground come to you. And when you complete a scenario or when you complete a run, same thing. All crystals, mats, everything on the ground gets brought to you. So, which is another thing I like about this game. I think I can't remember which ones did it, but yeah, when you ended the scenario, all that shit on the ground that you were wanting to pick up, can't do it now. The scenario's over. Not here. Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. And something else unique to this game. It's called synergies. So, whenever I apply prowess, as it says here, that's what Body Slam does, gives me prowess. Resonant Slam here gives me prowess. Yeah, so it's those two, but whenever those kick in, a 25% chance of getting 1 armor power. And there are a lot of synergies in this game too.
The power courses through my veins.
So, the white circles that you're seeing on the ground, that's the earthquakes going off. Luckily, I can't get hit by my own boulder.
Blood will always be our guide.
Just gonna do it now. Oh, I forgot to say, you don't, the abilities you have, you don't have to keep them. You kind of saw it there a few moments ago. I had a list of ability options. I just replaced one with the other. So you can just keep swapping in and out as much as you want.
Now we press on.
I can move a little bit easier. Oh, shit, I forgot to do that.
Your death just makes me stronger. Who's next?
Same thing here. I think this is unique to this game. And then it shows slam, and yeah, it actually highlights what abilities are affected. But you can see what an ability type you have, just skill type, slam, frontal, physical. So. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, I'll probably want to leave that in there. And another unique thing. Skill chains. So whenever you cast a slam ability, like one of these, there's going to be a chance that a thrust ability is going to go off immediately. Or it's going to go off as well.
Just what I needed.
I don't know if you're noticing it, but I'm definitely feeling it. There's also a weight system in here too.
There you
like, if the enemies are heavier than you are, then you won't be able to move through them. But on the flip side, if you're heavier than they are, you'll be able to bully right through them. But yeah, there's a class in this game that kind of specializes in that. He's a Death Knight. He rides on horseback, so he pretty much just pushes all enemies aside.
Each Soulstone brings me closer to your king.
I think I'm pretty good. So, yeah. It's okay if I die.
This new power fuels my rage.
Well, like I said, there's a weight system in this game, so many a time have I been stonewalled, just running right into a monster. Like you can't get through or anything. So, in a situation like that, you have to dash through them. Here. Just do this.
The gods smile on me.
Dash.
Your end is near, my giant foe.
Boss number 4. And for what it's worth, there is one class in this game. Here, I gotta pause it a sec. One class in this game called the Assassin. He has his abilities have a mechanic called Ambush. Kind of like what you're seeing there. Ambush, the ambush mechanic deals extra damage. It has an extra mechanic sometimes, usually like inflicting bleed. whenever you either A, attack an enemy from behind, or B, while they're stunned. So yeah, that is something else too. I mean, when enemies cast their AoE, they usually, most of the time, they freeze in that direction, so you can get behind them and start smacking them. There's some abilities in this game, or some of the attacks do track you, but if your movement speed is high enough, you can go around them. I've done that many a time. Somebody has that big lion AoE that's tracking me, just and run around them and get right behind them. You probably see me do that in my last run. One of the worst enemies in the game right here, because he's going to inflict a bunch of tornadoes. And if you're in an enclosed area, you're screwed. So he's practically a boss in his own right. There we go. Oh, and I can't remember which exact games, but unlike other games, you still get XP. All the stuff that you picked up during the run, you get those too. I know there's been games where if you could just sit there and pick up a whole fuck ton of stuff, but if you die without completing the scenario, you lose it all. Not here. And then if you're kind of a stat nerd, like if you played World of Warcraft, the add-on Recount, this game's got it. But yeah, so death sucks, but it's not the end all be all, or it's not as devastating as in other games. And then while I'm here, I'll kind of show you how the menus work. There's 23 characters total. Each of them have 4 or 5 weapons, and all of them have a different element. And yeah, swing, thrust, slam, those are actual elements.
What can I do for you, Hunter?
What can I do for you, Hunter? And again, if you look over here on the right, they all require various mats in order to upgrade. And then over here on the left, it'll tell you what stat you'll be upgrading, and these are what you get when you start the run. These are what you get. But like I said, each weapon has 2 abilities, and then when you get them leveled up enough, you'll get what's called an artifact power, which works by just casting any skill. I think there's a random chance. There's a random chance of getting a stack. I don't know what that exact number is. But basically the how did that go? I think it was supposed to do with it was supposed to have to do with cooldown. I can't remember the exact mechanics. But yeah, I think abilities with short cooldowns, like that for example, are gonna be less likely to give you a stack than something like this. It's a 4-second cooldown, which would probably have a higher percentage chance. So, but once again,
uncage the real king.
But each character.
Let's melt some gears. The ritual begins.
I sink or swim.
This is why I turn the voice lines off. Kind of cringy.
The tide rises.
If you ever played a fighting game called Fantasy Strike, it's actually one of my favorite fighting games, but oh god, I don't think there was a way to turn the voice lines off. It was one of the reasons why I don't play that game anymore.
Primed for battle.
Fate is the way.
Oh, I guess while I'm here, let me show you the...
Death is my art.
Let's go. The ambush...
Looking for something sharp?
Was that the one with the minigun? But yeah, I was talking about this earlier. Ambush, whenever you hit a enemy from behind, which does happen fairly often. Again, these unlike other survivor likes, these enemies, they have to actually hit. Again, there's attack animations, hit boxes, hurt boxes. They don't just damage you on contact. So it happens a lot more than you may think. Machinist? Oh, him.
Primed for battle.
Yeah, he's actually one of the better classes. Although I have to turn his ascension off. Which, speaking of that, yeah, it's kind of hard to show. But each class has an ascension. It's basically their special. But they all have different songs and dances that you have to do in order to trigger them. So a lot of them, I actually have them turned off because I don't want to fuck with them.
What can I do for you, Hunter?
What can I do for you, Hunter? And then the rune system, most of these you unlock just, for the most part, just simply playing the game. Playing all the classes, getting them all to certain levels. There's it is one of the better systems, because it isn't like Vampire Survivors where you have to go in with a specific character in a specific scenario, have to do a very specific thing at a specific time just to get this one ability. Nope. All these here, okay, so I won't show you. Once you've already gotten the rune, it won't tell you what you have to do to get it. But yeah, like I said, a lot of these, just simply playing the game. Play all the characters, get them all upgraded, and then here we go, skill tree. So yeah, just like Path of Exile, it's got it. And again, each class has their own. Like say the Hound Master here. So killing enemies, they drop meat. You pick up the meat. It upgrades your hounds. They deal more damage, move faster, etc. The Machinist, the class you like, that actually has one of the more cruddy specials. I mean, I think it's blue or light blue. A light blue AoE appears in some bumfuck Egypt location. You have to run out there, stay in there for a while, and then prismatic cannon kicks in, but doesn't last very long. And I don't think there is a way to keep up the buff. The moment it triggers, it. And then, unlike other games, you're actually incentivized to play all the characters, because each of them have like 2 or 3 nodes that will increase the stat to all of your characters. Ah, you changed your icon. You are now a skull. Fright Fest. Let's see. Oh, going back here. Runic power. But again, you can get this for the most part just by playing the game. Playing the game and basically trying everything out. So again, it's not like Vampire Survivors where you have to a specific character in a specific zone with a specific weapon with a specific area, and then you have to do a specific thing at a specific time, or none of that shit. It's mostly just by playing. Achievements. So you can kind of see the pattern here. Playing the classes, getting the upgrades. You know, playing the classes, getting the upgrades, getting the weapons, upgrading the weapons. So there's no rocket science here. And again, a lot of the runes you get, you just play the class, level it up. So, and out of all those, I think it's technically just two little Vampire Survivor achievements. You have to do specific things at specific times, but it's only two. It says 6. Because you do these at different difficulty levels, and I think if you do those two at the highest difficulty, then it'll also count. The other two will also count. You do the hardest one, you'll unlock all 3 of them. So. But that's the game. I think that's it. Except maybe here. You can, fastest match, these are your records and stuff. Most played character, weapon, all that. Your most recent matches, that's fine. It was just a demo run. And then, yeah, there are 2 other modes. I think these are DLC modes. Oh, hell, I got more. And then Curses is a way of jacking up the difficulty. And when in doing that, as you can see here, you get bonuses. This works differently than most other games. Most other games, you just kind of like Diablo 2. Nightmare, hell difficulty, it just jacks up the stats. Yeah, I think it just jacks up the stats. Here, curse level 1, you can basically, you can mix and match, you can pick and choose. As long as you have the minimum for it'll count. Same thing here. As long as you total these 4, then it counts as curse level 2. Same thing here, as long as you get 6. But yeah, you get the idea. Let's turn these off. And then there's the option, just simply turn them all off. Yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail on this because I do have to shut down here pretty quick. Showed. There it is. Yeah, this one I avoided. I only do this if I have to do it. Yeah, no Oh, fan of that one. And then Titan Hunt. You seen me doing this earlier. You know, in each map, 3 shrines appear. Start a shrine, trigger a battle, complete the battle, you'll get void fragments. Get 15 fragments, and you get to fight the Titan boss, defeat the Titan boss. I think they have like a total like 6 or 8 perks, but you only have access to 2 at a time. So you can reroll and all that till you get the one you need. And then when you defeat at least 4 Titan bosses, you can continue on past that, or you can keep fighting more until you fight the sub boss. In doing that, you'll get a sigil. Get 5 sigils, and you'll fight the final boss in the entire game. And like these other modes, there's an endless mode, so each one gets harder. You just go back and do it again, and again, and again, and almost. Yeah, this is as far as I got.